Hello guys and welcome to another video. My name is Mark, I'm an entrepreneur, property investor. And in today's video, we're talking about 5 habits, 5 rules that will guarantee that you become rich. Now, this has come through on a conversation that I've been having with another friend of mine who's also a millionaire. And we were just talking about how every time we've chased another shiny object or been distracted from our main plan, we have lost. Or certainly not done as well as we would have done if we continued with our boring plan. So here we go, without any fluff, we're going to get straight into it with number 1, which is work more than the average. So if you're currently working 40 or 50 hours a week, you probably need to do 60 or 70, because the likelihood is your 40 or 50 is just about getting you by. Now, if you've got the opportunity for overtime, great, do overtime at your work. It's something that you're already skilled at. If you've got the opportunity to maybe become more within your role, become more valuable, great, do that. Whatever it is though, you must start moving your income number. And that needs to increase by 20% on what it currently is. Now, for some people that might mean taking a second job. In my experience, what I did was I went from working 5 days a week to working 6 or even 7 days a week. And that freed up a lot of extra income for me to invest. And at the time, all I did was save it. I didn't invest it because I didn't know that I should have been investing it. I just saved. And I wish somebody had told me all of the rest of the rules when I started my journey. But at least I managed to create a spread. At least I managed to earn a little bit more money. Now, the second thing on my list is to practice delayed gratification. So basically what that means is when you've got this extra money, it's very easy to go out and spend it. But all of this extra money, let's say for example, you've gone from earning 2.5 grand to earning 3 grand a month. That extra 500 quid, all of it is to be invested in your future. All of it is to be invested to start creating passive income for yourself. And if you don't know what passive income is, please give this video a big like, give this channel a subscribe. We talk about it all the time on here. You generate passive income, generally speaking, from businesses you own that have a large number of employees, 200 plus, from property investments, which are managed fully by a managing agent, or from index funds which issue a dividend to you when the companies that they own perform well. And that is as passive as it comes. Money will trickle into your account every single month, but you have to invest the capital to start with. So by practicing delayed gratification, by working more than the average, you start to create this spread that allows you to make sure that you are investing for the future. The third thing on my list, put your expenses under review. And I'm not necessarily talking about that $7.99 Netflix subscription if you watch Netflix every night. That's probably not a big problem for you. What I see as the bigger problems are things like car finance, expensive rents, all those sort of things really eat into your income and your ability to be able to invest. So I think you need to look through your expenses and be really, really sensible. Are there ways that you can put those expenses and reduce them significantly? I in fact know, and I'm not suggesting anybody does this, I know a millionaire who bought a caravan, lived on a caravan site for about 1.5 years, so he created a massive difference in his income and expenditure. He went from paying £2,000 a month rent to buying a very cheap caravan and paying like 70 quid a week in electricity and water. Very, very cheap. £1,500 a month extra in order to invest. Now, I'm not suggesting that you need to do that. I'm not suggesting that anybody does anything that drastic. But if you were used to being able to invest a large amount of money, your income came down a little bit, it's wholly understandable that you might put some of those larger expenses under review. This next one is going to sound really, really patronizing, but invest wisely. Know the difference between gambling and investing. And I'm going to give you a very simple rule. If it's not index funds, if it's not property, and if it's not businesses that you own and control, you're probably gambling. And the reason is that if you're investing in a single stock, it's highly unlikely that you know what's going to be happening with that stock in the future. It's highly unlikely that you have more insight than the whole of the stock market and their ability to price that stock. And if that stock went to zero, you lose everything. That's gambling. Index funds, much simpler. You buy the basket, the ones that do well you buy more of, the ones that do badly you sell off. You always get market returns. Property, again, highly unlikely that the property that you buy, which is an insurable asset, is going to go to zero. The only example I can think of is a fire or something like that. But as a stipulation of most mortgages, you're going to have property insurance. So by the nature of property, it's highly likely that you've got an insured asset that's going to rise over time and that's going to pay you rent, which will be the equivalent to the dividends if you're investing in index funds. So index funds, property, that's investing. Crypto, gambling. Anything where a friend comes to you and says, hey, I've got this really great idea. All I need is for you to invest X in me, which almost always results in you transferring money from your bank account to theirs. It's probably gambling. So stay clear of all of those things if you want to guarantee, and this video is about guaranteeing being rich. Now, the last thing on here is really, really important. It's get ready to be bored. And that's because this plan tends to be boring. It's going to take between 5 and 10 years for you to become wealthy enough to be financially free, whatever that means for you. Let me give you a great example. If you're currently earning £30,000 a year, I would expect between 5 and 10 years, you will have passive income that would equate to about £30,000 a year if you're just buying index funds and property. It's a boring plan. It's not exciting. It doesn't allow you to have all these double ups or quadruple ups or anything like that. It's a boring, guaranteed plan. But what it does do is guarantee that you'll become rich. And that's what this video was all about. What I would say is if you do manage to create this spread of income, do manage to reduce your expenses, do more than the average, it's highly likely that you can exceed your expectations with passive income in 15 to 20 years. That's been my experience. Nothing I've done has been that special, really. Guys, sorry to interrupt this video, but I wanted to give you this information and I promise it'll be no more than 15 seconds. If you want to have a free one-to-one consultation with me, a quick chat about anything at all you need to do is click the link in the description. It will give you a quick form, fill out your details, Tom will get in contact and book it into my calendar with me, then we can have a free consultation. I'm doing this for anybody who wants to talk to me until I get to 10,000 subscribers. So guys, let's get back to the video, but fill in the form, have a chat. I have worked harder than the average, there's no question. When I'm talking about working 50, 60 hours a week, that would be a light week for me. 70, 80, 90 hours was my average. If I'm talking about delayed gratification, I was a multimillionaire still living in a Taylor Wimpey housing estate, driving a 15-year-old BMW. When we're talking about putting expenses under review, I still look at the price of a can of Coca-Cola and the price of petrol. And I know it's pointless, but I always was very conscious of my expenses. Invest wisely. Now, I can't profess to have always done this. I've lost significant amounts of money chasing new ideas or trying to do new things. But what I have done very wisely is my property has always gone up in value and I've put a significant amount of the money that I've earned into property and index funds. And get ready to be bored. Most of my mistakes are because I wasn't ready to be bored. I didn't stick to the plan. I have a great plan today and I'm not getting distracted. I'm going to buy more property, more index funds, and I'm going to continue to grow the business that I have a very deep understanding of. So guys, let me know down in the comments if you think of anything that I've missed out on habits that would guarantee that you become rich. And remember, it has to guarantee it. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe as always, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers guys.